Hello, social media. This is Adam White. I am the founder of Edge. I briefly made some remarks yesterday about the FaZe Clan and Tfue or Turner-Tenney dispute, which has sort of come to prominence and indeed was trending quite heavily yesterday on Twitter with the hashtag release the contract. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts. Despite being on vacation for the first time in a couple of years, I have been working most of the time here in Lisbon. And just sort of dealing with some of the issues that have arisen out of this dispute. So for those who aren't privy to it, player signs an agreement in April 2018. FaZe Clan at the time had a different management structure and different legal advice. And yesterday, we'll put a link in the description below, but we gave some of our professional opinion on why the contract signed at that time probably doesn't deliver the sort of legal, contractual and commercial stability that would be requisite for between a top tier esports professional gamer and a organization with so much clout and expertise as FaZe Clans. Now that said, management changes, and today some of the FaZe Clan senior representatives released a very well drafted and very well thought out video piece. We'll also put the link down here, explaining the situation and how they've repeatedly tried to engage with Turner in order to update the contract. Now, the reason why I wanted to record this response video and share some of our thoughts, especially from Edge's perspective, is we don't want to delve too much into the Tfue and FaZe Clan side of things, because we're not privy to all of the information. We don't know the relationship between the two parties, how it's manifested over the course of the contract and how it has broken down or not. What we'd like to talk about is why localized paper solutions do not deliver value, commercial and contractual stability in a global digital ecosystem. So what do I mean when I say this? When Turner signed for FaZe Clan, he was nobody. Okay, he was somebody small. He'd signed some previous esports agreements. Perhaps he got bad legal advice. Perhaps he didn't. But one thing is for certain: he signed a contract with uncertain value exchange between the two parties. And what do I mean when I say that? I mean, we didn't know that Tfue was going to blow up and become this no-skin evangelist, Fortnite, sort of demigod. What we did know was that he was a talented player, but FaZe had no way of attributing a monetary sum to that. So what they tried to do is they said, look, we'll give him $2,000 a month. We'll bring him some commercial partnerships, and in exchange for, the clout and prestige that we bring as an organization, we'll boost his reach, and that'll help us all grow. And effectively, teams are content aggregators. They are trying to get as many views and listens to command an audience so that sponsors and brands and broadcasters and partners will want to engage with them. Now here's the problem. As Tfue grows larger, the contract no longer reflects the value that he brings to the organization. Moreover, if Tfue doesn't grow larger, then he's being paid $2,000 per month, which is quite a high salary for someone who's not delivering value to the organization. So here's what we propose at Edge. You use our platform. We deliver digital contracts which automate payment, contractual obligations. So we observe data points from API and social, as well as publisher data, as well as league API. So we can automate the satisfaction of the obligations, and we can allow for scaling up and down of performance based on the satisfaction of criteria that are pre-established in the contracts drafted within our platform. Now here's the other thing. The current legal system is quite adversarial. So you have one lawyer representing the team and one lawyer representing Tfue. Now, dependent on the access to capital and the intellectual expertise of the two parties, they'll be more or less familiar with contractual environments and how they can engage in a legally binding but commercially stable agreement that is going to deliver value for the two parties. So here's what we do. We offer a library of templated contracts, so that the parties to the agreement have some transparency over the terms. Moreover, we store this information in a fashion that's transparent for the industry to see. So I'm not talking about disclosing the specific terms of the contract, I'm talking about disclosing the outcome of those terms. So I guess this is just my 5-minute way of saying Our thoughts at Edge are that this is not an issue specific to Tfue and FaZe Clan, and indeed, had they used a digital contract that would scale up and down based on the performance of the player, so how large does he grow on Twitch or Twitter or Facebook, then we can scale the amount of money they're paid, and we can do truly performance-based campaigns. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get out of the sun here. I'm gonna end the video now. We'd really like to hear your thoughts and comments about, if you're a team or you're a player, would you use a contract which is cheaper, more secure, more stable, and is data-driven? So what does that mean? We automate the features. I think a lot of people have experienced that in esports, payment of salary is a really big issue. So with our contracts, there's no impetus on the team to process an invoice and pay salary. It comes directly from one account into another. Anyway, thoughts on FaZe contract below. Some links to the saga as it's sort of developed. And yeah, please follow us on Twitter, comment, share, like. All right, peace. Stay edgy.